Taiga.
Hi, I'm Bear Grylls.
We're paired up with the Boreal and Taiga services today to shoot a special episode on the Taiga 2. Raise awareness on this unique wilderness. You'll be stunned by the animal life, vegetation, and pristine beauty of this place.
For safety, we have our guard dog, Ricky.
So let's go.
Right now, we're in the Boreal Forest in northern Canada, and I'm here with a representative from bats.
Above the 50-degree latitude, all the way up to the 70 degrees, this is the largest biome on all of Earth.
Here in this subarctic climate, it gets kind of cold. Oh, are you cold? Oh! That was a strong wind. I'm lucky it's summer. In the winter here, temperatures can go down to
Negative 65 degrees Fahrenheit.
and now that paired up with the snow, ice, and hail is insurvivable.
Actually, there's a tribe of Inuit here.
Summer temperatures range from 20 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. They are rainy, humid, and significantly shorter than winters.
In summer, the only thing is that the sun can shine for up to 24 hours each day. It's really hard to tell time. So here's something that I learned in the military. You just take this stick and tie something to the top. And then you drop it to the ground. And look, it's pointing in that direction, and that means it's 12 o'clock right there. It's 12:30 right now. So let's go. So the most important part of survival is finding food and shelter. But shh, come closer, come closer. Do you see that right there? It's a good example of a
Abiotic factor. They make great pets too.
What are some other abiotic factors here?
Temperature, hail, rain, boulders, and snow.
Yeah. Now we're on a search for shelter. And look here, come on closer. But look here, look, I found Rudolph.
Actually, that's a moose.
Now that's one heck of a biotic factor. I'm gonna leave that alone right now. But if you were desperate, you could eat that. I know from experience. It's things like that that make the taiga so genuine. I'm lucky to have an experience like that. What are some other biotic factors that live here?
Animals suited for the cold with lots of fur and feathers. Moose, reindeer, beavers, hares, bulls, black bears, grizzly bears, wolverines, owls, eagles, foxes, lynxes, wolves, raccoons, and many species of coniferous trees.
We are bats, Boreal and Taiga services.
Our purpose is to preserve the precious boreal forest.
It's hard to survive.
We get it.
Try surviving anywhere with extremely cold weather and barely any grass.
So to further your knowledge about the taiga, we're interviewing some local natives. Food pyramid of the taiga.
Notice the level of energy between trophic levels.
Here at the bottom are the producers. They get their energy from sunlight.
Lichens, berries, moss, and trees like aspen and birch.
Then we have the primary consumers.
Squirrel, hares, caribou, owls, beavers.
Then the secondary consumers.
Owls, foxes, weasels, fishers, marten.
And the tertiary consumers.
Wolves, coyotes, grizzly bears, black bears, lynx. Finally, decomposers, honey fungus, soil bacteria, moss mushrooms, maggots.
About the taiga, can you tell us a little bit about the energy transfer through the levels?
I'm a moose, a primary consumer. When I eat pine leaves, I only get 10% of the energy the tree had. 90% is lost to the tree's bodily functions or lost to the environment. It makes me sad when I don't get 100% of the energy.
Hi. Why do you think it's shaped like a pyramid? On to feeding strategies. Bill, how do you stay alive?
My beak lets me avoid competition by allowing me to eat seeds from a pine cone. Birds with normal beaks can't do that. Therefore, I am better than them.
My large feet help me walk in the snow.
Hey, I'm hungry.
I'm a herbivore!
Now we're looking at relationships in the wild. The first example here is mutualism.
This is lichen on a tree. The lichen eats the dead plant matter, which gives the tree nutrients.
But do you see up there the squirrels? Well, the squirrels find shelter in the tree, but the tree isn't even affected. You know what that's called?
It's called commensalism. Parasitism. The winter deer tick not only gains a place to live on the moose, but it sucks the moose's blood and drinks it. And the moose ends up losing all its hair.
Do you see that owl hiding that foliage? It's ready to pounce on that squirrel. Look at those scratch marks. And those bears over there, I think they're fighting over territory. That's an example of intra-specific competition. Better go teach them who's the real bear. Because I'm Bear Grylls. There's a wolf over there. And a fox. And look, they're competing for the same prey. What is that? A rabbit? We better go investigate. Hopefully, it's the oldest carnivorous tree. This is a balsam fir tree. It's one of the keystone species of this area. They are a major food source to moose in the winter. Red squirrels eat the flower buds. Moose, caribou, and deer all use it for cover. The pine needles are very acidic, so when they fall to the ground, they make the soil very infertile. I didn't care because I don't want to disturb that over there. It's a Shibolsky horse and it's super rare and endangered.
In the wild, they became endangered because of breeding with domestic horses. They were also affected by hunting, loss of habitats, and loss of water sources due to domesticated horses.
Luckily, we can help. Keep them in captivity and then release them into the wild. They do that in Mongolia. It's right over there. That's a Siberian tiger. Siberian tigers are endangered.
Because of poaching mostly. Recently, city expansion and economic development have reduced these tigers' territories and reduced their prey.
If you want to help, we have to expand our nature reserves, help the recovery of habitat and prey, and practice sustainable forage management. As you can see here, we have made our way to a clearing. There are no trees here. It must have been something that come over here in 2000.
Humans have destroyed many parts of the forest with hunting, oil and gas exploration, and hydroelectricity.
As we develop economically, we destroy more, like in forestry and logging. They can come here and get trees for cheap in the forest and then sell them to the market. And also, as a town or city gets more economically developed, they start to expand. It contributes to loss of habitat.
You can practice sustainable logging.
That way the resources are not used up and the animals are not harmed. That's a win-win situation. I am looking for shelter here. This is getting kind of dark. Things just so waterlogged here. It's really due to the warming climate.
As the climate gets warmer, the permafrost partially thaws. There is nowhere for the water to drain, so it forms bogs.
Pushes native species out and lets invading species in. You can see here, this bark beetle has infested this tree. Warm climate allows the bark beetle to stay alive. These bark beetles can kill entire forests, so it's better to eat them whenever you see them. Pollution also harms taiga. Oil spills can kill waterfowl. Fossil fuels are burned. More CO2 is produced than trees can handle. This disrupts the whole ecosystem. Okay, we have to go now. My favorite animal in this whole forest is the crossbill finch. It's an example of niche partitioning. Crossbill finches have specialized in eating pine cone seeds. Other finches can't do that, and that's how they avoid competition. Red and yellow. It's like going to McDonald's.
Niche partitioning is important in the biome to maintain sustainability and reduces competition. If every organism had the same niche, some resources would be depleted quickly and there would be an excess of the others. For example, here in the Taiga, the moose don't eat the same foliage as the caribou. That way no tree is wiped out and no tree has too large of a population.
This wolf pack is affected by disease.
That is a good example of a density-dependent limiting factor, because the more wolves there are, the more are affected by disease. Another limiting factor here is lack of water, because everything is so frozen in the winter. That is a density-independent limiting factor. No matter how big your population is, you still are affected.
In the Taiga, if predator population gets too large, there will be no prey, so eventually populations will go back to normal. Limiting factors maintain the populations and sustainability of resources.
I've reached my destination point and I'm ready for pickup. Let me start a signal fire, and that will summon them to me. This journey has truly been a ride. Everything is beautiful and I've learned a lot.
We need to preserve this beauty. Practice sustainable logging, be thoughtful of where your furniture, paper, gasoline comes from, or go to the BAT's website to see how you can help. Many of the animals here are endangered. The Siberian tiger and the Przewalski horse. We need your help, so please be real and save the boreals.